I'm awake now. Another thing that got me up early was I couldn't sleep properly. I kept waking up, and all I was dreaming about last night was rifles and things. And over here, you probably know that we have pretty restrictive gun laws. And for you that don't know, it basically is no semi-automatic centerfire rifles. There are loopholes, but we're not going there. For the average person, no semi-automatic centerfires, no semi-automatic rimfires, no semi-automatic or pump action shotguns. You can have lever action shotguns. You can have a straight pull shotgun. So there's Turkey's making some modified Remington 870 pump actions that are lever action. Quality's pretty shit. Everything's pretty shit. Anyway, getting away from that. I've been daydreaming for a long time about we're not allowed militias or nothing like that, which we used to. Under our constitution we could. And that's what we had forever, up until Vietnam. They got rid of the militias during the Vietnam War, I believe it was, and replaced it with instead of a citizens' army, it now became a government army reserve. Now, so obviously with the way things are going, they're never going to see active militias again. So if we're going to do something, we're going to have to do it ourselves with an unofficial type militia, or just outdoors enthusiasts, which is kind of what I wanted to have something to do with my channel, about guys who are just into outdoor stuff, and we could come outside, sit by a creek or something camping, and we can talk stuff. And yeah, anyway, so last night most of you guys in the States and you guys who are aware of firearms, there's a concept by was it Bob Cooper? Can't remember his name. Could be Bob Cooper. He had a scout rifle concept, and Ruger and a few of the other manufacturers, Mossberg anyway, that I know of that come to mind, they make a scout rifle and a patrol rifle, sorry. It's usually a bolt action rifle chambered in 7.62 by 51 NATO, or as we know it, 308, 223 or 5.56, and usually they'll take some of the models will have an AI magazine or a AR-15 style mag for the 223, and usually it's an AI style magazine for the 308 version. So I don't know if they make them in 6.5 Creedmoor, but anyway, my thoughts are Australia always used bolt action rifle wise anyway, we used the Lee Enfield. I think that the Jungle Carbine creates is the perfect patrol rifle if you can't have semi-automatics or with our shooters, with our laws that we have. So I think it'd be great to see, and I've written letters and emails, sent them off multiple times to Lithgow. That's an Australian manufacturer that produces bolt actions. They started making bolt action rifles for the civilian market again, probably 5 years ago, thereabouts. I've sent them emails asking for a patrol scout rifle. They never even answered me back. I don't think they ever will. But their action, and thinking of, Lee Enfield Mark 6 or the Lithgow Mark 6 or something like that, or number 6. Their action isn't the best for it though, and because their loading port is sort of more of a side loading port, maybe a what would that be? I don't know how many degrees. It'd be like 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock position loading port, which doesn't really do justice to what I want. Yeah, it's fine for allowing you to have a solid, strong receiver upper for mounting scopes and things like that, but for what I'm sort of thinking, it's no good. However, I've been in discussions with a mate of mine, and he's got a mate who's a gunsmith, and I spoke in depth to a gunsmith about it, and probably the best rifle to build a prototype on, and this is all to stay within what's legal of our laws and still have something that resembles the firepower of a Lee Enfield rifle. And the Canadians, for their Rangers, they have something similar, and this is what sort of prompted it. They've gone to the Tikka. I forget the model of Tikka, but it's in 308, and it has the 10 round, I believe it's a 10 round box magazine. That's an extremely expensive rifle with the laminated stock and things like that. Yeah, it's good. Comes with like receiver mounted peep holes, you know, something like M1 Garand or M1 carbine sort of style sights. You know, I think we all think that's the standard of what a patrol rifle sort of sight should be. Open sights anyway. So what I was thinking was something along the lines of the Remington 700 action costs a lot more as a donor rifle over here anyway, or the Hauer, which has got a very similar scope base footprint, and actually you can use the same scope bases for the Remington as the Remington 700 on the Hauer. So anyway, what I was thinking is you could modify the scope bases to have a little charger guide built into it, into the rear one, and or you could have like a C-scallop loading port cut out of a solid base, and then that could facilitate using NATO stripper clips. So anything for the Mauser actions, Springfields, because they all use the same bullet base diameter, and I believe the caliber of 6.5 Creedmoor is what's sort of needed over here. We have vast ranges. We don't really need close range punch any centerfire cartridge, whether it's 223 or up in close range in wooded areas, etc. They're going to do the job, but this needs to be a hunting rifle for especially aimed at the pig hunting market. That you need the 10 round capacity. Don't put the charger bridge in the firearm, otherwise that'll make it an assault rifle, but that goes on later. Someone can produce a base that has the charger bridge cut out in it, that you can put a rear aperture, adjustable aperture sight on it, and has a protected front post, probably something around 20-inch barrel, maybe 22, but it's starting to get a little bit long. And the idea is to keep the weight down, because this type of rifle, which would be a deer stalking rifle, a hunting rifle, not something that we sit in a tree and just wait for a deer or a pig to walk in and go bang. This is something over here that we hunt a bit different to the majority of like East Coast sort of Americans. So yeah, we do a fair bit of spotlighting, but that's getting away from what this rifle is. This would be kind of closer to Bob Cooper's scout rifle concept. Centerfire has to be big enough to take medium game. He likes 308, but I think honestly we don't have bears here and things like that, so 6.5 Creedmoor I think does the job. That way we can have a lighter rifle, not as much recoil, and it shoots considerably flatter than the 7.62 or 308. Nothing wrong with the 308, it's just for the average person it probably hits a bit hard, like on the shoulder end, and that's the only thing. I think the efficiency of the Creedmoor has everything going. The Creedmoor and the 308, they have everything going for it except trajectory and wind drift and yeah, flatter shooting out at those longer ranges. Now, if you've seen what's happening in America with their new squad rifle concept, they're looking at plastic cartridges, cartridge cases. I don't know if yous are up to date with that, but it seems like they can go really high pressure with those things. So they can load them to a high pressure, get more power out of them. But that's not the main thing. Performance isn't the main thing. It's transferring heat. I've watched them guys firing 50 rounds from a belt in a 240 Bravo using those plastic cases, and you can actually hold your hand on top of the chamber area of the barrel after 50 rounds. So not only is the cartridge case acting like a gasket that seals the chamber, it's actually I don't know whether the higher pressure's got anything to do with it, or I don't even think that actually they're using higher pressure in the standard 240 Bravo versions, because the gun's only as strong as the gun is, so they must be just using the plastic cased ammo, and it's not transferring the heat to the barrel itself. So you can, in a way, have a lighter barrel and make a lighter firearm that's easier to carry up and down here. Soldiers carry their guns and carry their kit, and hunters do as well. They carry their kit way more than you go shooting. Like, you know, we go pig shooting for 3 to 4 days at a time, and we may only fire 10 rounds maximum. I've been on hunts where, like the last one, where there'll only be 4 shots fired or something like that, not even. So keep the weight down, keep it sort of compact, and 10 round magazine, with the ability to be able to use a stripper clip magazine. Then they have a mini action that's made to handle like 223, 7.62 by 39 size cartridge families. I don't believe they're making the 6mm arc yet, but I think the same concept in a mini action, 20-inch, 22-inch barrel, not lightweight, but sporter weight profile barrel. Exactly the same concept. Compact, lightweight rifle that can be carried, and in a cartridge like Grendel's good, but the arc is better. The arc shoots a 107 grain bullet flatter than the Grendel ever will. The Grendel basically has a trajectory of a 308. Very, very similar, out to around 900 yards. They 308 and the Grendel are pretty much the same. I think the Grendel is better in the wind than the 308, but the arc is better all over. The arc shoots flatter, and from about definitely noticeable from 400 yards out, the arc leaves the 308 and the Grendel behind, and from there on it's just flatter and flatter and flatter. Is better in the wind, and obviously at those longer ranges kicks ass over the Grendel with impact, energy, and velocity. And I believe it stays supersonic past 11 or 1200 yards. So now the only issue with the mini action is it's a single stack. They only come with a single stack detachable magazine. The charger bridge concept, or the charger concept, or stripper clip charger, whatever you want to call it, that will only work with a double stack or a staggered column stack magazine. So I know when you get the short action or the long action Howa with the non-detachable magazine, or just the drop plate magazine, they are staggered stack. So it will feed from a charger bridge or a charger guide with a stripper clip. I've already sort of sussed it out a little bit. Just holding it in place with my thumb with just a modified little thing that I filed out, it will actually feed. So that's something that I would like to do. That's something that I'd like to I think would sort of take hold in this country here. I did approach a gunsmith and ask him about making the first couple of prototype receiver bridges. Receiver bases, just modifying Remington 700 ones. And it is a concept that he said he thinks will definitely work as well. To get them manufactured, obviously it's going to be a CNC process, and I need to have it CAD designed and all that sort of stuff, and I'm not a CAD designer, so it's either A, I pay money to have that done and then have them produced. But the gunsmith I talked to was hesitant because he seems to think that once they do that, they're going to treat it as an assault rifle, and like he said, we got to tread carefully, or like you're on broken glass with this sort of stuff, because they'll ban it. So anyway, that's what I was thinking. A scout rifle concept would be easy to modify, something that we've already got, stay within our laws, and have flat shooting cartridges that yes, can do the number on pigs, but if you can do the number on a pig, you can do the number on a, you know what I'm talking about. See you guys.